This video will provide you with an overview of the architect options in ComplyTrack Next Generation. An item template will serve as the model for all the items that are created from it. An item template is a form with a collection of various fields or controls designed by an architect. An item template can contain properties, security, workflows, and life cycles, all of which are customizable. When deployed on ComplyTrack, it is used to capture, manage details, track, and report data entered. The role of an architect is the individual tasked with designing the workflows in ComplyTrack. You have the ability to create your own workflow starting from a blank canvas. To add a new, modify, or delete an existing item template, choose the Manage Item Templates option under the Templates menu. The item template page shows a list of the item templates available in the system. The columns are sortable by clicking on the column headers and can also be filtered for specific values. To add a new item template, select the New button in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. The screen will default to the Details tab in the New Item Template window. Select the Supported Language button and place a check mark next to English. A supported language must be selected in order to save a newly created item template. There are 3 required fields on the Details tab. Select the category, the template type, and enter a name for the template that should be displayed in the Create menu in the Template Name field. The description field is optional. Select the Save icon to save your changes. Next, select the Designer tab. ComplyTrack can be tailored to meet your organization's unique goals by allowing users to capture required information in custom fields. The Designer tab allows you to choose fields that will be applied to an item template. Field properties and layout of the template are customizable. ComplyTrack provides you with several types of fields that can be added to an item template. The label for each control can be changed as needed. Each control on the item template determines how data will be recorded in the field on the item. Fields are the controls that can be applied and modified on the item template. There are several types of fields available in ComplyTrack. The Date and Time field is used to document the date of a specific occurrence or the date something might be due. The Text Area field is a field type that allows long free-form text to be displayed on multiple lines. A text field is used to enter specific types of text. This is a single line of text. A lookup list field allows the user to select from a list of available options. Options contained within each lookup list are pulled from the List Management table under Administration. The header field allows you to categorize like groups of information together in one section. The owner control allows the item to be owned by one or more users. It specifies the person or people responsible for the item. This field is automatically populated with the name of the ComplyTrack user who creates the item. The Assign To control allows one or more users to be identified for being responsible for completing that item. Email notifications are sent to any user who is designated as the Assign To party for that specific item. The People control allows one or more people to be associated to an item. For example, you can associate witnesses to an item using the People control. The Sub-Item control will allow sub-items to be created and stored on the item page for easy viewing of the related activities. The Organizational Profile control allows the item to be associated with one and only one level of the organizational profile. Each item is associated with a specific hierarchy within your organization. The Aggregator control allows multiple steps to be created. You can create new steps and document the progress of activities. A Panel control allows a user to associate field-level security with multiple fields or controls. Dynamic Field is a complex control that allows the showing or hiding of fields based on a selection from the list. To add fields to the template, select a field and drag it to the canvas until the grid lines appear. Drop the field into the desired location within the grid lines. Once a field is populated, you can manage the properties for that field by selecting the field. The Properties tab allows you to modify the field properties, including renaming, resizing, adding values, and/or adding help text. A control must be selected from the Field tab and applied to the template in order to be modified in the Properties tab. There are several options that can be managed on a field or control. First is the name. Provide a name for the field or control. If no name is provided, the default name of the field will be used. However, no two fields or controls can have the same name. Next is the type. Select whether the field or control should be single or multi-select. Various options appear depending on the field or control type, such as making a field control required or hidden. The size option allows you to determine how large a field or control should appear on the design canvas. The choices are small, medium, large, and extra large. You will have the ability to add contextual help to any field. Select the checkbox next to Contextual Help and enter up to 250 characters of explanatory text about the control. You also have the ability to add a link for additional help. Place a link to the external URL in the box. The Default Value field allows you to determine if there should be a default value for the field or control. When adding a date field, additional options will be available, including making the field required, read-only, coming due, or a default value. When adding a lookup list or dynamic control, you will have a Select List option. Press the Select List button and select a lookup list to be added to the control. You will also be able to choose the type of list: single selection lookup list, multi-selection lookup list, checkbox array, or radio button array. Repeat the steps of dragging and dropping fields or controls onto the design canvas and establishing properties for each field or control. Select the Save icon to save your changes. Once an item has been created with the item template and data has been recorded in the field, the corresponding control on the item template can no longer be removed from the template. There is a lock icon. When you hover over the control on the item template, a tooltip will appear that says, "This control cannot be removed." Next is the Settings tab. Sub-item, reporting, and other options are made available within this section. First is Hide from Create menu. This will restrict this template from appearing on the Create menu. Next is Do Not Allow as Sub-Item Template. This option will restrict this template from being selected as a sub-item in the Select Sub-Item window. Allow Add Images to Report. This will allow images to be added to a form report. Select the appropriate checkboxes for this item template and then select Save. The Sub-Item Template section is used to restrict which item templates will be displayed in the Sub-Item section control. To add an eligible sub-item template, start typing the name of an item template into the field. Any related matches will appear, and you can select the name of the appropriate item template. You can also use the pick list icon to select one or multiple item templates. After selecting the appropriate checkboxes and sub-item templates, select the Save icon. If no item templates are populated in the Sub-Item Templates section, all available sub-item templates will display. Default security is established on an item template such that preset item permissions will automatically be given for an item on creation. The permissions in default security are predefined but fully customizable. 4 default security roles come standard with ComplyTrack. These roles will have specific permissions listed in the default security when creating an item. These roles include the assigned to user, the creator of the item, the owner of the item, and the primary organizational profile associated to the item. The security selections made on the item template automatically become item security on creation of an item. The creator of the item has the option to keep the security that has been set on the item template, make modifications to the inherited permissions, or sever the inherited security and set the item permissions themselves. Other users and groups can modify the security settings only if they have permission to do so. Security in individual item templates is separated into two categories. First is default item security. These are standard for all item templates and cannot be removed or added. However, the permissions at each level can be modified. In the additional security section, any users or groups can be added above and beyond the default security. To edit the default permissions, select the Settings option and Edit. In the pop-up window, highlight the role to edit, select the appropriate permissions, and then select Save. The selection of item template permissions for users, groups, and organization profiles can be set to allow or deny access to functions within the application or left blank. Additional security allows additional users and/or groups to have permission to all items created using this item template. Without adding additional security, only the owner, creator, assigned to, and primary organization profile will have access to the item. If another group and/or user will need to view all items or run reports on all items using this template, security will need to be granted. To add additional security, select the Add button. Type the name of the group or person to add, or select from the pick list. Next, click on the new entry to add the appropriate permissions. After selecting the permissions, select Save. Each item contains a life cycle control with stages which characterize the status of the item. Stages are defined at the item template level. By default, all templates have two stages, open and closed. Additional stages can be inserted in between the default stages. To do so, first add the values to the item stages list in List Management. The open stage is always the first stage, and the closed stage is always the final stage. This is a customizable list of stages that characterize where an item stands. This is a global setting managed by an administrator. Each stage will have a date and time and text field associated so that stage-specific data can be captured. The final stage will also have a single select drop-down to record the resolution type. To add a stage to the life cycle within an item template, first select your sort order, ascending, descending, or custom. Next, click on the pick list icon in the Stages field. Place a check mark next to the appropriate value to add. Then select Add Selected and close. The added stages can be moved around the list, with the exception of open or closed. Check the box next to the new stage and use the up and down navigation arrows to move the stage. A lock icon will be placed on all stages once items have been populated from the item template. Press the Save icon to save your changes. ComplyTrack provides a mechanism for creating custom rules and workflows. On each item template, a Workflow tab is available from which an event can trigger the running of a rule. To add a rule, select the Add New Rule button. Select from a list of triggers to set the rule in motion. The options are Daily at a specific time. This allows you to select an hour every day to send a notification or assign a value to a specific field. Change control value means when a field value is changed, this triggers an action when conditions are met. Change lifecycle means when a lifecycle stage is changed, this triggers an action when conditions are met. Create item means an action will be triggered when an item is initially created. And edit item means an action will be triggered when an item is saved after the item was initially created. When selecting a trigger, additional fields may appear to define additional triggers, and an Add Group of Conditions button will appear from which conditions can be applied. In this example, Change Control Value was selected as the trigger. A field selection must be selected to further define the action. Next, provide a name and description for how the trigger should be utilized. Select the Add Group of Conditions option to define conditions that must be set and met in order for actions to be applied. You can use the Add button to apply multiple conditions. From the If these conditions for groups are met drop-down, select All or Any to apply, as there may be multiple conditions. Next, select the appropriate field. In this case, we're using priority. Select the attribute value and select the operator of is equal to. Lastly, we'll select the value of high, since we want to assign an instance to a particular user if the priority is high. In the Do These Actions section, use the Select Action drop-down to define the action to take when the trigger and conditions are met. Depending on the field selected, the options in this drop-down can change. The options include Assign Value, which will assign a particular value, Send Notification, which allows for selecting an email template to use and send to various individuals or groups, Create Item for Form allows for selecting the type of item to create when a form is submitted, Show will show a particular hidden field, Set Panel Entitlements, this allows for selecting a panel and gives individuals or groups permission to view or modify fields in that panel. Hide hides a field when a certain value is selected, hides a field on Item Create, either when the life cycle changes to a particular stage or on Edit Item. Make Read Only sets a particular field as Read Only on that instance. Make Editable means if a default on a field is set to Read Only, the field will become editable when conditions are met. Depending on the action selected, additional fields will appear to further define the action. In this example, I'll choose Assign Value, then I'll select Owners, and then I'll select Beth Silverman. After you've entered the actions, select OK. Once the rule has been added to the Workflows tab, select the Save icon. To edit or delete a workflow, select the double arrow and choose Edit or Delete. To view an item template's design, select the template name from the Name column. The Edit Item Template screen will display, from which modifications can be made. To delete an item template, click the red X in the upper left-hand corner of the screen twice. An item template cannot be deleted if it is currently in use. You can deactivate an existing item template, no matter whether it is already in use or not, if it is no longer being utilized. Once deactivated, the item template will no longer be available for use. Notifications come in two forms: reminder notifications or email notifications. Reminder notifications are email messages related to a specific item, such as informing an individual or group of upcoming deadlines related to an item. Email notifications are used for sending a notification related to an action, such as an email alert regarding the creation of a new instance of an item created from a specific item template. Notification templates can be designed by an architect to help users quickly create standardized notifications. To modify, add a new, or delete an existing notification template, choose the Manage Notification Templates option under the Templates menu. The screen will display all existing notification templates and allow for the creation of a new notification template. To filter the list, select a value or values from any of the three drop-down filters at the top of the screen, and the list view will update based on the specified values. To view or edit an existing notification template, select the double arrows to the right of the notification template name. Next, select the Edit option. To go back to the list of notifications, select the back arrow. Further information about the notification can be viewed in advance by hovering over the list name. To add a new reminder template, select the Add New Reminder Template button. From the Item Template drop-down, select the name of an item template the reminder notification should be used with, or leave the Item Template drop-down blank to make the reminder notification template available for general use across all item templates. Enter a name for the reminder template. The description field is optional. Craft the body of the reminder message to appear in the reminder template when added to an item. The body text box contains common word processing shortcuts as well as an insert field drop-down. The insert field drop-down allows you to insert item-specific information. Select the field or fields to add to the body of the template, and when the reminder notification is sent from an item, the reminder notification will populate with the specified information from that item. To save the item template, select the Save icon. Select the back icon to return to the Manage Notification template screen. To add a new email template, select the Add New Email Template button. Enter a name for the email template. The description field is optional. From the Associate to Item Template drop-down, select the category of templates for which you wish to make the email notification available. Then select the second drop-down to select an item template from the list. In the From Name field, type the name of the individual the email notifications should appear as coming from. In the Subject field, type the subject line that should appear in the email notification. Craft the body of the reminder message to appear in the email template when added to an item. The body text box contains common word processing shortcuts as well as the Insert field drop-down. The reminder notification will populate with the specified information from the template. Select the Save icon to save the email template. The email notification is now available for use when creating rules in the Item Template Workflow tab. You can deactivate an existing notification template no matter whether it is already in use or not if it is no longer useful. To deactivate a notification template, select the double arrows and then select Deactivate. Once deactivated, the notification template will no longer be available for use on any new item reminders. It will have a status of inactive. However, existing item reminders that use the inactive notification template will still be able to use it. A notification reminder can be reactivated at any time by selecting the double arrow again and then selecting Activate. You can delete a notification template only when there are no pending reminders or already sent reminders created with this notification template. If there are any of those, you can only deactivate a reminder. To delete a notification, select the double arrow and then select Delete. This has been an overview of the ComplyTrack Next Generation Architect options. Thank you for your time.